let's fill in the gaps since the events of Captain America Civil War and before Thanos strikes in Avengers Infinity War. In a post-credit sequence to Captain America Civil War, we saw Bucky Barnes agreeing to go into cryostasis in Wakanda so that Shuri could investigate how to free him of his Hydra brainwashing. The Infinity War prelude comic shows Shuri making a breakthrough. Interestingly, she also mentions that the technology she has devised would advance Wakanda's artificial intelligence applications to a level more advanced than Ultron. The technology led us to seeing Bucky awaken in a post-credit sequence in Black Panther, where Wakandan children refer to him as White Wolf. Civil War ended with Steve Rogers breaking Hawkeye, Ant-Man, Scarlett Witch and Falcon out of the Raft, a maximum security prison. After being freed, Clint declares that he is officially retired, and we see him returning back home to his wife and children, who we first saw in Avengers Age of Ultron. Like Clint Barton, after being broken out of the Raft, Scott Lang also goes home to his family, with the prelude comic showing him reading a book to his daughter. However, we know from the trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is set right after the events of Civil War, that all is not well for Scott and he is under close FBI surveillance. Civil War showed the beginnings of a relationship between Wanda Maximoff and Vision. This relationship has clearly developed further. We see Wanda and a more human looking Vision meeting up on what looks to be a romantic date in a European city. Sam, Steve and Natasha have joined forces and are working as an unsanctioned covert superhero team, moving across the globe to thwart activities that pose a danger to the world. We meet them in Syria working undercover to stop a terrorist group from getting their hands on alien technology left behind by the Chitauri invasion of Earth, as witnessed in the original Avengers film. This use of alien technology was also something we saw in Spider-Man: Homecoming. Interestingly, it is implied that the US government may be supplying the terrorists with these weapons. What further proof do you need that the US is on our side? One of the terrorists asks. Following the successful infiltration, the team plan to go to Lebanon for their next mission. Finally, the schism that divided the Avengers in Civil War is still evident before Thanos strikes. Steve Rogers decides not to enlist the help of Tony Stark to disable the Chitauri weapons. Similarly, although Tony is guilty about his actions, he too decides not to call Steve. However, he seems to be aware of an incoming threat and is working on a new Iron Man armor designed to fight it. Having escaped the destruction of Asgard in Thor Ragnarok, we see Thor and Bruce Banner's spaceship being intercepted by a much larger, ominous dark ship. Unfortunately, this large ship is the Sanctuary 2, a warship commanded by Thanos himself. Please share, like and subscribe as we boldly explore the strange new worlds of science fiction.